Alright, what do we have here? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, Dragon Ball Z. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, Pikachu knees. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, XYZ. Alright, I'm definitely going to turn the music down. And turn on the Royal fan. Just for circulation purposes. Do I have my volume turned up? Oh, you know what? I don't think I checked to see if I have my volume turned up. Wow. I'm glad I'm doing these sound checks now. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. T-minus 10, 9, 8. Testing, testing, turkey sandwich, turkey sandwich. Glad I'm doing the sound checks now. I'm actually typing that. Glad I'm doing the sound checks now. I didn't even have the sound turned up. Volume. V-O. Eek. Good morning, my cool peeps. It's time to start the show in a couple of minutes. There. Yay, it's time to start. I got everything done as well. It is time to start. And guess what? I got everything done in the background. I'm really liking this new feature, my cool peeps, where I can add a um a countdown before I get started. This is really cool. What I like about this new feature, I'm not sure if I'm just now noticing the new feature on the settings or if it's been there the whole time. But regardless, I have a feature through YouTube Studio when I go live, where I can add a countdown before I just start right off. What I like about it is because number one, it's obvious I'm not using StreamYard. When using StreamYard, they have a feature where you can start your live stream, but give yourself time to do sound checks and quality checks, and also to allow for that 5 minute marker to pass before you can really start to freely talk on YouTube. I think there, once upon a time, it was like the first 8 minutes you had to really be censored in how you talk. Now it's 5 minutes, and it might be 3, but it's not worth the risk. So I do like the feature, it's cool. And now, before I really get started into here, I am going to put the sticker on for liking the video. Welcome. Welcome, cool peeps. Thanks for liking. And cool peep. There we go. Welcome, WLCOME, cool peeps. We'll see, I spelled that wrong. It's early. THANK. Welcome, cool peeps. THANKS for liking. Done. Start and put the sticker over here. I don't want to cover up all the cartoons. Wah! There. Thanks, cool peeps. Thanks for pressing the like button. My name's LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from the but I'm breezy. Thank you for coming in. It is exactly 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. High five. Bam. It's time to start today's show. It is Cartoon Tuesdays and also Taco Tuesday. Welcome in my cool peeps, and special thank you and shout out to my replay squad. It's really early in the morning for me, but as of right now, the early bird catching the worm has been working out in my favor. I have so much to do. My cool peeps, so I need to start a little bit earlier so I can fit everything in. Are you familiar with Courage the Cowardly Dog? Oh, Courage the Cowardly Dog is an OG on Cartoon Network original that used to come on Cartoon Network regularly. Now it just comes on sparingly. Every once in a while it runs on Cartoon Network at 5 o'clock my time p.m. on Checkered Past. So if you're lucky, you might catch Courage the Cowardly Dog on Checkered Past. I am wondering, are you familiar with Boomerang? Cartoon Network Boomerang. It's all coming back to you. I wonder if that's still available. So I'm going to ask that first. Is Cartoon Network Boomerang, BOOMERANG, I think that's how you spell it, still available? Because if it is, I need to see where I can watch it, and then from there I should be able to watch Courage the Cowardly Dog. So the standalone Boomerang streaming app and website never shut down on September 30th, 2024, but the Boomerang linear television network remains available on most cable and satellite providers. Additionally, my cool peeps, bam, high five. Some of its classic cartoon content is still available to stream on Max. I haven't seen it. The standalone service, I'm talking about Boomerang, the standalone service was discontinued by Warner Brothers Discovery so they could fold the platform and its content into their flagship streaming service. While the Boomerang cable channel is still broadcasting, much of the classic animation library is no longer available on Max following content removals. If you're looking where to watch specific shows, tell me which cartoons you are trying to find and can help you locate where they are currently streaming. Bummer. So Boomerang is really not available anymore. I was searching because if it was, I was going to be able to see where it's still streaming at and then watch more Courage the Cowardly Dog. So that answers my question in a way. So we are here today to talk about Courage the Cowardly Dog. Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon to all of my cool peeps. I hope your day is going well. Mine's, I'm hanging in there. My family and I was hit with some bad news. We're going through that. It's been a poop show. So here we are working through that. But today's schedule is Cartoon Tuesdays. And I'm talking about the blue girl on Courage the Cowardly Dog. I have a survey that's currently going right now. As of now, 4 cool peeps who have participated. So I'm curious to see what you've said before I start reading about this particular episode. Do you still watch Courage the Cowardly Dog on Cartoon Network? 50% of my cool peeps said yes, which is cool. 25% said no, and 25% said sometimes. How can I answer this for myself? I'm going to say yes, because I watch it more than just sometimes. You know what? I think Courage the Cowardly Dog is available to watch on Max. Is Courage COWAR Dog available on Max? I have here, is Courage the Cowardly Dog available to watch on Max? I hope the answer is yes. And after the answer being yes, I hope that it's something we can watch for free. A lot of the streaming services, my cool peeps, have the option where you can still watch the shows for a really low price, like $5. If you're lucky, sometimes maybe $3.99. Where you still can watch the shows, but it comes with commercials. You know, I don't mind the commercials in streaming services because it makes me stay connected to what's going on around me, far as things coming on TV. Chile, hi, good morning. Bam, thank you so much for coming in. You always come in when you can, because of course you're busy as well. But especially for the time right now in our lives, thank you for coming in, showing your face a little more. Thank you so much. I asked right now, is Courage the Cowardly Dog available to watch on Max? I spelled that wrong. I might have to retype that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Alright, so I need to refix that. It's a correction in there. Just one moment, my cool peeps. I need to fix my notes. It didn't save it? Wow, just one moment, my cool peeps. Technical difficulties on my end. Wow, it's not saving anything. I know what I'm going to do. Oh, that's the wrong menu. I've got a couple menus on here that I'm toggling through. Let's see. There it is. Okay. And Cartoon Network Boomerang. There we are. Thanks, my cool piece, for waiting. I got that situated. I know I was asking earlier for a computer, which is true, but when life hits, sometimes we have to make priorities. So the priority right now is what, you know, my family and I are going through. So once again, thank you so much for your donations. If you can provide anything, I do have links in the description below, and it's also pinned to the top. Thank you so much for coming in. All I can do is ask. You're, of course, under no obligation to do it, but this is real life. I am a live streamer, and life is happening. So that's what's happening right now in life. We lost someone in our family unexpectedly. She was young. I don't want to say too much about it because, of course, there's little ones involved, and when and if they watch these videos, I don't want to be too descriptive, not only to protect the family but to protect them. In addition to that, we may have to uproot all of a sudden where we live because the extended stay where we're staying at is undergoing new management, and they're not honoring our old contractual agreement. So it's a lot going on. We were not expecting to have to make moves like this, but I want to uphold my my schedule on here. So there's going to be a lot of awkward times for a couple of days where I may start a little earlier, or where I take additional more breaks during the live stream because I had to catch my breath more. I had to breathe and you know, just get through things while life is lifing. So thank you so much, my cool piece, for being a part of our world. here on YouTube. Today is Cartoon Tuesday. We are talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog today. I know I lean heavily on Cartoon Network a lot, but it is what it is. Thank you for coming in. High five. Bam. And also thank you for pressing the like. I'm asking right now, is Courage the Cowardly Dog available to watch on Max? No, my cool peeps. Dun dun dun. Courage the Cowardly Dog is no longer available to watch on Max. Warner Brothers Discovery unfortunately removed the series from the platform as part of a strategy shift away from older children's programming. However, you can still stream the show for free or purchase episodes through other platforms. Current streaming options: Tubi, free stream all seasons with ad supporting viewing. Now this is cool. I was just talking about there's platforms out there, thankfully, where you can still stream things for free. And Tubi is one. Um, let's see here. So Tubi is free, and you can stream all seasons of Courage the Cowardly Dog with ad-supporting viewing. Amazon Prime Videos, Courage the Cowardly Dog is available on there, but it's a subscription add-on is required. Digital purchases, of course. The options are as follows: $1.99 per episode. If you prefer to own the entire series digitally on Courage the Cowardly Dog, you can purchase individual episodes or full seasons on these platforms. Wow, YouTube, Fandango at Home, and Apple TV. Cool peeps, I thought Fandango was only a place where you can buy tickets from. I didn't know that Fandango was a place where you can watch movies. Now, when did this happen? Alright, just one moment. I'm replying to, I have text messages coming in, so I have to reply to all that too. Just one moment, my cool peeps. Alright, I have that on there. So once again, it's nice to know that there is a streaming platform available where you can still watch Courage the Cowardly Dog as of right now, and probably other Cartoon Network shows for free. And if you're interested, that platform is Tubi. So I wonder if I can download Tubi in my cell phone. Can you download Tubi in the cell phone, my cool peeps? Or is that only for like your smart TVs? Let's see here. Oh boy. Multitasking. Building the plane while it's in the air. Let's see. You said you should be able to download. Are you serious? No, I didn't know that. It just seemed like it's so exclusive to smart TVs now. Do they still call smart TVs, or do we just call them TVs? It will. All right. What I'm currently doing right now is making a post at the same time. I had to fix something really quickly. Um my post, I have a community tab that's in the post that also goes into a pinch more detail of what my family and I are going through. So I'm fixing that right now, because once I'm finished with live streaming, I had to move into other things. There we go. And so it's still called a smart TV. Okay, thank you, Chile, for that. Not only can we watch, we can download Tubi on our cell phones. That's something new for me, and I like knowing that we can download it to what is called a smart TV. That's so weird. Now, TVs nowadays don't look like TVs we grew up on. That's so crazy. We are gathered here today around the forest fire, the bonfire, the dumpster fire, my favorite, the ring of fire, up before the rising or setting sun, to talk about who is the blue girl on Cartoon Network, Courage the Cowardly Dog. A couple of months ago, there was an episode on Courage the Cowardly Dog that caught my attention, and it was so out of the box. Out of the box is saying a lot, because Courage the Cowardly Dog, the show itself, is really kind of spooky, and some of the themes on the show are really out of the box. But what made this one out of the box so much so is that the blue alien girl in Courage the Cowardly Dog was massive, and she still looked human. But the way they depicted her, it gave her like this larger than life vibe, and they did a good job making her and her world look totally out of this world. And that's saying a lot, because when I watch Courage the Cowardly Dog, the way the creators and animators put together the show, it really puts me in a whole nother world where I'm just locked into Courage the Cowardly Dog and his world. For example, there's Looney Tunes, there's Scooby-Doo. When you watch them, you know you're watching Scooby-Doo and or Looney Tunes. And of course, that's their world and everything. But it doesn't captivate my attention as much as it do with Courage the Cowardly Dog. I think it's because the music in the background has a lot to do with it. They have their own personalized music that sets itself apart from regular cartoons, who may, for example, maybe using the same sound stock or photo stock imagery, if that makes sense. With Courage the Cowardly Dog, is completely different. I remember what's going on, cool peep member, high five, bam. I remember those big box TVs, LOL. You did. Or if you couldn't find a strong desk or table, you had to sit it on the floor. Hopefully the TV didn't overheat or you was gonna have some problems. I've been seeing circulating on social media platforms where the current the most current television's TV transformation I've seen, and I honestly don't remember if it was on Twitter or TikTok. Quite frankly, my cool peeps, these apps all look the same to me. The ones that look the same to me are Threads, Twitter, TikTok, and Pinterest. And I think it's because of the vertical feed format. So when I'm on here, I'm not really paying attention to what platform I'm on once I'm in it because they all look the same. So having said that, on one of these vertical streaming platforms, there was a guy who converted an old television set like from the 80s, early 90s, or heck, 80s, early 2000s. He turned it into a cat bed, and that was really cool. So he took out the center of the TV, took out the wires, sanded it down, made it safe for the cat. He put a pillow in there, a bed, and like some cat toys, and like affixed like some cat hardware around it. So that was really cool. And I actually like that idea. So while we're on the topic, have you seen any people repurpose the old school TVs into something else? That actually seems like something fun to do. So back to the Courage the Cowardly Dog of it all. The blue girl on this specific episode was really cool because not only was it because she was blue, but somehow the creators who made this specific episode managed to have two worlds in one. Courage the Cowardly Dog, far out and out of this world format with her format, and they both look drastically distinct. I think what helped give it this two worlds meshing into one vibe throughout the whole entirety of this episode was how they drew her. Her character and everything around her, the lines were super skinny and thin. And then with Courage, they're more like how you see behind me, like how the Powerpuff Girls are, thick line, cartoony, and bubbly. So both of those cartoon drawing styles were meshed into one world. I thought that was really cool. So when and if I can remember, I also want to see how they came up with that concept. Thank you so much, my cool peeps, for coming in. High five. Bam. Thank you for pressing the like and also for your donations. For these next few streams coming up, quite frankly, I'm probably going to be a little bit off. But I want to keep going with the schedule because we kind of have to keep up with our target goals and not to lose the momentum we have going on here for watch time, so we can get the 4,000 watch hours. When I get to the 4,000 watch hours, that means that all of the commercials that you may be seeing and the advertisement will start to get paid for. We are not getting paid for any of that just yet. We have made YouTube partnership, thankfully, because of all of your help. We are at the first level of that right now, where it allows us to receive monetary donations apart from Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. We also can receive crowdfunding by way of stickers, highlighted posts, and jewels, which have been helping. So we're going through it right now with our family. We're probably gonna have to move because where we're staying, they're going under new management, and they're not honoring our previous contracts that we have. So that's really messing up everything. And in addition to that, Someone in our family passed away, so you know how that goes. Especially if you care. We're gonna have to make some moves that were unexpected, which is putting a toll on us financially. We weren't planning for that. So if you can, whatever you can spare, it will be beneficial. And life, my cool peeps, goes on. I'm not saying that in a way where I don't care, because I do, but we had to balance everything at one time, and I just cannot take the time off to grieve and mourn. I had to do that behind the scenes and keep the show going and keep our consistency up so our watch hours don't tank. Right now on Cartoon Tuesdays, we are talking about who is the blue girl in Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now let's get down to how AI Overview breaks this down, in addition to how I've been talking about it. I have seen people repurpose the Fat TV, at rage rooms to get smashed. Exactly, that is a good point. That is true. We have a rage room here in Georgia. I actually saw it. I saw the rage room, but I didn't go in. I saw it in passing. It is like in Midtown. It looks interesting. Now, was that the rage room or was it the escape room? Tomato. But yeah, we do have a rage room here in Georgia, one or two of them. And then, you know what, as I'm thinking about it, that was probably the escape room. The way they have it painted up or designed on the outside, just standing outside of the building itself is entertaining enough for me. I'm not going into the escape room, y'all. Have you seen the movie? I'm not going into the escape room. Thank you so much. God bless your family during the time of conflicts and sorrow. Thank you so much for your prayers, because prayers do work. I do believe in the power of prayer. Thank you so much. I thank you so much for your prayers as well. Yeah, we gotta get through it. Life goes on, unfortunately. Yes, the legend still lives. A side note, a lot of my cool peeps who have been subscribed to me are saying you're finally starting to find me. Thank you for looking for me and coming in just to say hello and pressing the thumbs up. You're not the only one who have been saying you've been having a difficult time finding me, even though you're subscribed to me. I've experienced that too with other YouTubers that I watch. And it's like, if I don't remember the names, it's harder for me to find, which is weird. So thank you so much for your support and for coming in. Sometimes Courage, Ed, and Eddie, Johnny Bravo, Tom and Jerry, they just added some. Are you serious? They just added Samurai Jack to the Fortnite shop too? Word! It is nice to know that the characters on Cartoon Network, especially from our time, they're considered like the first generation of Cartoon Network characters. It's nice to know that they are added to Samurai Jack. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, one of our Cool Peak members who has a membership here also mentioned that they added a shark as well. I think it's for Shark Week to Fortnite. That's the side note. So if you're into Fortnite, a shark has been added. So that's on there in addition to all of these cool Cartoon Network characters. Thank you so much for that information. That's fun information. Thank you so much, my cool peeps. You are a neat personality. You're a cool artist. I can tell you're real genuine. Thank you so much. High five. Bam. I really appreciate your comments and your support. Today we are talking about the blue girl on the episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Do you remember that particular episode? What I'm going to do is bring her up on my old device here and show her to you, because I forgot to take a screen grab of her so I can post her up on here. So I'll simply type her in. Blue girl on Courage the Cowardly Dog. Cartoon. So I'm looking for her now. Once I find her, I'll show you her. And it's funny because you're gonna see the video I have playing in the background. It's funny. Here she is, the blue girl on Courage the Cowardly Dog. So with this green screen that's on, sometimes it's hard to see, but I'm going to hold it until you get the angle. There she is. I'll leave it up for a little bit because there is a delay. Is it like a 7 to 10 second delay? So when I'm talking with you, it's like I'm ahead and there's a lag. So I'll hold it up here. Please let me know if you can see her enough. This is the particular blue girl. Oh, I gotta cover that because I don't want to get copyright strike for someone else's video playing. The audio isn't playing, so I should be okay, but I've got a Roblox episode playing in the background, quite frankly. Codename Kids Next Door was fire too. Yeah, I like Codename Kids Next Door. At that time, can you guys see the blue girl? There she is. That's who I'm talking about. Codename Kids Next Door was lit. So much to the point I wanted a Codename Kids Next Door birthday cake. But at that time when I was growing up, custom birthday cakes weren't as popular like they are today. So you got what you got when you went to these bakeries, these big box bakeries, or even the mom and pop bakeries. They had you flip through a book and you pick which cake you wanted. And that was it. That was all. And if you wanted a specialized birthday cake, for example, I wanted a Codename Kids Next Door birthday cake. The only way they were going to do that is if they printed out the picture of the Codename Kids Next Door in their treehouse on this printable sugar cookie sheet thingy. And I didn't want that. I wanted a birthday cake with the toys that they put on top of the cake. So I was like, I'm not having that. Never mind. I'll just get a regular schmegular birthday cake from this catalog. Pick which one you want and let's go. That was a fire cartoon though. So the moment you've been waiting for. We have been on this live stream already for 45 minutes and counting. According to AI My Cool Peeps, the blue girl you are referring to is likely Tulip, an alien giant from planet Ek, spelled capital E lowercase ch. Once again, the blue girl you are referring to on Courage the Cowardly Dog episode is likely Tulip, an alien giant from the planet Ek. She appears in the season 3 episode Tulip's Worm, which first premiered on June 28th, 2002. May, June. So this episode appeared a month after I graduated high school. I graduated high school 2002, sometime in May. It was May something. It was May 22nd or May 18th. But all I know for sure is sometime in May 2002, I graduated from high school. So this episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog aired basically a month after I graduated. So once again, the blue girl you are referring to was likely Tulip, an alien giant from planet Ek. She appeared in the season 3 episode Tulip's Worm, which first premiered on June 28, 2002. In the episode, the giant blue pet worm owned by Tulip swallows Muriel, oh no, and Eustace, and burrows into the earth. To save them, Courage files a teddy bear No, excuse me. Courage flies a teddy bear pulled spaceship into outer space and travels to Tulip's planet. Wow. I'm trying to type something in here, but my computer is stuck. I'm gonna put some spaceships in the chat because Courage went to space on this one. They don't play this episode a lot. I wonder if it's because it's not that popular or what. So it says here, when he confronts the massive alien girl, he being Courage, she gets her worm to regurgitate everyone. Ew. Courage then uses a plaster from her knee as a parachute to escape back to Earth with his owners. If you're thinking of a different blue character, let me know. If she was a mermaid, an alien, or had a different shade of blue skin, such as the female dogs on other episodes, I can track down the exact episode. No, that was the exact episode I was referring to, the blue alien girl. Now, I didn't write any notes down right now. Quite frankly, that's a lot for me to do. So hopefully I'll be able to just remember the questions I want to know referring to this cartoon. One of the questions I was curious about was how did they come up with this topic? How did the creators come up with this episode? Because it was quite creative. Yup. I don't know. That's a good question. Why didn't they show his brother on Ed, Edd n Eddy? Perhaps my memory is pretty decent today, so I remember my first question without needing to write it down. Perhaps I can remember to ask that. What I'll do is open up a new tab. Hopefully my computer won't crash by having too many tabs open. What I'm going to do is type that question into another tab as a way for me to remember. What's going on, my cool peep? What's going on, Lee? High five. Bam. Thank you so much, my cool peep members, for coming in. It's really nice to see the green boxes and the blue boxes coming in. I've started an hour early. As of now, the early bird gets the worm, and that's helping right now, so I can try to balance everything that's going on right now. Thank you so much, Corey B, for the $5. That is a lot. That really is a lot. Thank you so much. The chat might not be deep, but we're still going to support. Thank you so much, my cool peeps. I really appreciate your generosity. Fun fact, because I really make it my business to count my blessings. I think it was the day before yesterday, I made my coffee and I went outside for a walk. This was before I knew life was going to hit us this way. It's something how now that I'm thinking about that walk I took, because it was spontaneous. It really was. Our schedule was a bit off the beaten path for what we normally would do. And I told our son that, I was going to get some coffee and take myself outside for a walk. And I did. And in that time with my coffee and or tea, I was actually thinking about the programming setup for Hercules the Shark Week that's coming up. That's coming up on the 26th through August 1st. Figuring out how I was going to roll out the programming, making sure I'm going to have everything I need because, of course, spoiler alert, I am the the character behind Hercules, and I use a different raspy voice. And I don't want to make the same mistake I did this time last year with Hercules. I lost my voice one day, and I had to cancel the show. It was gone. And so, you know, teas and honeys, making sure I have that. All while not shortchanging my cool peeps. I want to give a great show for the whole week. So, during that walk, I believe that was the day I found 11 cents. I was so happy. When I walk, I put all the change I find into my coin purse. And what was so special about this moment is that I normally just find pennies and I put it in my pouch. But this day I found silver and it was a dime. So that actually made me happy. So once again, thank you so much for your contribution. Everything that you do, watch time, thumbs up, commenting, that all contributes to supporting over here. Your question in the thingy here, I'm going to type it into this new tab. Wow, why is this opening up? That's why my computer is running slow. My computer has been having a mind of its own lately. It's opening up apps that I don't even want open up. This is crazy. So I'm going to try to fix this tab right here to see what I can do. Wow, thank you so much for the $10. That is a lot, my cool peeps. Thank you so very much. High five. Bam. Thank you so much once again, Corey B. And all my cool peeps and all my cool peep members. I really enjoy having the membership. I like the exclusivity of it all. I like that I can share things on there apart from what the general public is seeing. Once again, I'm going to open up a new tab so I can once again, for the third time, try to make the attempt to type in your question so I can see why they didn't show his brother in Ed, Edd and Eddy. The question is as follows. Why didn't they show Eddie brother on Ed, and Eddy? That's kind of like a question, your question of why didn't they show Eddie's brother on Ed, and Eddy? It's making me think of, are you familiar with the cartoon Beavis and Butthead? It was a real controversial cartoon coming up in my time where we couldn't watch it in our house, but we knew of it. For example, my husband and I were talking about Beavis and Butthead, and I was like, they never showed the parents. So a side note, thank you so much. You sound humble, unlike a lot of people I know. Thank you so much. When I was growing up, I've always been this way. I never thought it as being humble, because I really wasn't familiar with the word. But when I got small gifts, little things that a lot of people I noticed didn't appreciate, the people around me said I was just too nice because I accepted little things. I'm like, how is accepting little things and appreciating the little things being too nice? I was actually happy to have. So even at that time coming up, because I'm an 80s baby, hearing that then made me feel some type of way about how I viewed the people around me at that time. It made me wonder, like, if I did get invited to your party and the gift I got, are you even gonna like it? Should I even buy you anything now based on how you view the world? And as a child, I shouldn't even be thinking like that. I should just be wrapped up in the rapture of being able to buy something for someone to celebrate their birthday. Not wondering if they're even going to accept it because they don't like it. Just one moment. I have a text message. Just one moment, my cool peeps. Alright, so thank you so much, my cool peeps. And cow and chicken? Whew, my mom didn't like cow and chicken either. Lizard scream, high five, bam! Look at all the cool peeps in the chat this morning. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put these thingies in here. These party thingies. Wow, look at all my cool peeps in here. It looks like it's exclusively a members only chat, don't it? Wow. They didn't invite me after the first year of bad presents. I know the feels. Yeah. That's really weird, isn't it? I just don't understand that. To this day, I'm still not used to it. Because that's not how the order of things are supposed to be. Like, saying hello to people. I don't accept it. Like, I don't accept those things like, when in Rome, do as the Romans. No, I don't accept that into my consciousness as a way that I should be. But it is something that I unfortunately strongly acknowledge as that is the way of the world. And it still don't feel well. So by it still not feeling well, that also is a reminder for me that I haven't gotten off of my square or my moral compass neither. But you know, my cool peeps, the weight of that sometimes when you sit and think about it as of right now, the weight that feels, is kind of heavy. But heavy is the head, my cool peeps. We wear the crown of a moral compass, and a lot of people want the crown, but they don't want the weight that comes with it. The weight of the mind, the weight of having to continue to build up your inner strength, or some people call it the inner man. So my cool peeps, you are a special group of people who come in to hang out with me. Anybody who comes here on this platform, a very unique set of cool peeps who come in. I have like a mission statement or something where I've always said that this platform is for the peculiar, the outcast, the black sheeps of the family. That's what this platform is about, because I'm one of those. And we all drawn to our own beat. That's what make us so unique. We are here today, gathered around the forest fire, the bonfire, the dumpster fire, and my favorite, the ring of fire, up before or after the rising or setting sun. Excuse me, to talk about who is the blue girl in the Courage the Cowardly Dog episode. We have figured out that she is, of course, an alien. And the whole reason Courage came face to face with her is because the alien's pet worm, I believe, ended up eating Muriel and Eustace. Now look, I don't mind the alien eating Eustace because he's mean anyways. But for heaven's sakes, yes, Courage, go get Muriel. Muriel, save her. He could have left Eustace. Eustace is so mean in Courage the Cowardly Dog. The next question I was looking for before I got sidetracked was, I wanted to know the thought process about how the creators came up with this. And you know what? I've been scrolling and scrolling looking for the answer, and the computer is doing this big one today. I pushed enter, meaning submit. It didn't submit my answer, so I had to retype it. Can Can you please and thank you tell me the thought process behind this cool episode? My cool peeps, for the next few days or however long this grieving process goes, I may be a little more off than I normally am. I'm going to be taking a lot of awkward pauses, but life has to continue to go on. We all have to, we meaning my family and I, still have to keep our lives going while we're going through an unexpected loss of a family member that we found out who passed away yesterday. Our son is going to college. He has to still uphold his grades. We cannot just simply stop everything. I had to make sure I stay on my schedule for YouTube, because that's the thing to do. In addition to that, I do not want to lose the motion that we've all collectively pulled in as far as helping me gain my watch time hours. How the watch time hours work is that I'm reaching towards 4,000 watch hours now. And every day that goes by, 365 days of the year. So every day that goes by, this time last year, it falls off. So this time last year, my watch time hours were really cranking up all of a sudden. So I started really doing really good around this time. So that means I have to keep that momentum in that schedule going so I can at least break even. Because if I miss some hours, my watch time hours go down. And so I had to make sure I keep it up so I don't lose all of that hard work and effort that you and I have put into this. Every day my watch hours fluctuate. They drop or they stay the same. And some of the hours have dropped, so I'm making up for those, and I'm also trying to keep up with those. They call it a rolling 365 year thing. So not Courage the Cowardly Dog, Hercules the Shark is coming up, and I bagged a lot of hours this time last year. So I need to make sure I go above and beyond the call of duty. Thank you so much, Lizard Scream, for the $5 donation. High five. Bam. Thank you so much, my cool peeps. I'm gonna press the like button over here on the computer. It should heart it from over here. Yeah, the world is cruel. There is no change in sight. We have to look for it constantly. We have to look for it constantly. It's like a rare precious jewel. And you and I are those jewels. So keep in mind, my cool peeps, by us being the rare precious jewels in the dark world, we will attract in the darkness. Not trying to scare you, but you guys are already hip. You already know that. Our light brings the dark because people are naturally drawn to the light. So that's funny. Do we have a bidding war? So having said that, the answer finally popped up for my question. I asked AI, can you please and thank you tell me the thought process behind this really cool episode on Courage the Cowardly Dog with this blue girl. So it says here, wait a second, is this the episode? Or maybe I should have... No, it didn't give me the right answer. It's talking about the foundation of the creation of courage. I'm specifically talking about this blue girl episode. So I need to rephrase the question. Can you please and thank you tell me the thought process the creators had creators, creators, had when making the Courage the Cowardly Dog, Courage, the Cowardly Dogs episode with the blue alien girl. Hopefully that's enough information for AI to go by so I can get the answers. Yeah, you gotta show the love. Let's see here. The series showing the love, we do that all the time on here. We lift one another up when you want to share the good things that are going on and the sorrowful times that may be going on in your lives. You know, thank you for sharing your things, like your stories with me, and I'm sharing my things of what's happening currently in our lives. So this might be the answer right here. Wow, it's still not loading up the right answer. I think my computer needs coffee. There. Thank you, my cool peeps, for the donations. It's another $5. My cool peeps, that's a lot. Thank you so much, my cool peeps. High five. Bam. I had to make sure I remember to eat as well. I do cook for my family, but sometimes I'm so focused on feeding my family, I may overlook myself. So we've just been reminding each other of these things. So shouts out to my family for just helping one another out, making sure one another is okay. I think this might be the answer. Once again, my cool peeps, thank you just for being here as well, for moral support and chiming in with your comments and your generous donations. So this might be my answer here. There's a green box that showed up. Wow, look it. Cool. Congratulations to the 5 members. We've got from Lee Angel Eyes 5 lucky contestants on The Price is Right have been gifted with the membership. Congratulations and welcome to the fold. The membership thingy is really fun and cool. Once again, I love the exclusiveness of it all. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. So 5 lucky contestants are now officially cool peeps on Elay TV. High five to all of you. Bam. And also to Lee, Lizard Scream. Thank you so much, Corey B, for your $5. That is a lot, my cool peeps. It's very overwhelming. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. We don't get this type of support from my biological family. For those of you who know my story, it's in there. And all my new cool peeps who are in, if you want to know more about me and my background, I do share that in the playlist that is set for members only, pretty much laying out the timeline of where I stand and what makes me me, and how my biological family, like my mom and dad, are not close, unfortunately. So yeah, quite frankly, my cool peeps and all of the YouTubers have been more kind throughout the years to my family opposed to my biological family. Thank you guys so much. I just want you to know that. I asked, can you please and thank you tell me about the thought process the creators had when making the Courage the Cowardly Dog episode with the blue alien girl. The blue alien girl episode is really awesome because It also makes for a great graphic art design to put on your wall. It's so far out spacey and trippy, but it's not over the top where it'll hurt your eyes. Like, for example, this background I have right here. It's really cool. It's like something poster worthy that I would want to put in my room or heck in the hallway. It provides a splash of color. And it's nothing like having a splash of color throughout your home to just kind of get your mind jogging with cool things like that. That's one woman I'm responding to text messages as well. What's going on, Jay Brown? High five. Bam. Thank you so much for coming in. It is Cartoon Tuesday, and it is also Taco Tuesdays. Welcome in. We are gathered here talking about the Blue Girl on an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Right now, we're talking about the thought processes of how they came up with this cool character and far out episode. According to AI, the character you are thinking of is Tulip, the blue alien girl from the Season 2 episode Tulip's Worm series. The creative thought process behind Tulip and her episode relied on several key elements. Number 1, visual home page to French sci-fi Fantastic Planet. The design and concept of Tulip were heavily inspired by the 1973 French avant-garde animated film Fantastic Planet. Fantastic Planet sounds very familiar. The Fantastic Planet, the La Planète Sauvage. In that film, a race of Grantium, blue-skinned alien giants called Targress keep humans as tiny literal house pets. Wow! Dilworth and his art department mirrored this by making Tulip a massive Copenhagen blue alien whose sheer scale completely dwarfs the farmhouse and Nowhere. Nowhere is where Courage stays. It's Nowhere Land. Yes, I remember Courage, Muriel, and Eustace Banks, and Muriel. Yeah. I've heard of the Fantastic Planet as well. So this is where the creators of this particular Courage the Cowardly Dog episode got their inspiration from. Mind blown. The Fantastic Planet is an old movie. It is. It sounds very familiar. This is cool. Thank you so much, my cool peeps, for coming in. High five. Bam. Thank you so much for pressing the like button. It is the rabbit hole of inspiration. It really is. It is also the softer side of Sears. And it is also the fabric of our lives. The touch, the feel of cotton. The fabric of our lives. Speaking of me saying the touch and feel of cotton, the fabric of our lives, I don't know why I said that, because I hear little footsteps coming along, and you know what that means when you hear little footsteps. The little footsteps, unfortunately, is one of the Funkos waking up or coming from out of the kitchen. All I said was the touch, the feel of cotton, the fabric of our lives, and here he comes. The touch, the feel of cotton, the fabric of our lives. Really? He's still going. Will you please get in there and fix those dang on pancakes? I cannot with you today. But you know what? Thank you for the laughs. But yes, please get in there and fix those dang on pancakes. The Funkos, they have a little TV, or should they call it a TV, but they actually have a regular size cell phone in the kitchen where they make pancakes. And they have me on in the background listening. So when they hear something they want to chime into, they'll come in. Case in point, the little man came from out of the kitchen just to sing that commercial. Thank you for the laughs. They're much needed at such a time as this. So I'm going to let him slide today. Classic commercial jingles that we'll never forget. Isn't that the truth? We have here, so we just read the first reason, my cool peeps, how they came up with this really cool concept. There's another reason. Now, the first reason of how they came up with this concept was reason enough for me to just hang my hat on. But here's more fun facts on how they came up with the alien blue girl subject. It says here, number 2, subvergent, the evil alien trope. They have evil alien, my cool peeps, in quotations. Unlike the terrifying monsters or malicious entities, Courage usually faces like Kaz or Liquack. I think Kaz was a cat in a doctor's suit or something. Kaz, I think, was a cat, and Liquack was a doctor. And remember Dr. Gerbil? Dr. Gerbil was an evil mad scientist gerbil. It's Dr. Gerbil's world. It's Dr. Gerbil's world. That was a good episode too. The music in that episode was kind of creepy. So they did a good job on the creepy factor of Courage the Cowardly Dog. So the second reasoning that creators came up, how can I say this? The second form of inspiration that generated this really cool episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog that we're talking about right now is subservient, the quote evil alien end quote trope. Unlike the terrifying monsters or malicious entities Courage usually faces like Kaz or Liquack, the writers explicitly structured Tulip as an anti-villain. Are you serious? Her personality was intentionally written to mimic a typical innocent young Earth girl, complete with a polite British accent, teddy bears, and a deep love for her pets. She has absolutely no malice or evil intent. The horror and danger in the episode don't come from hatred, but from a total clash of perspectives and scales. I do like that, and I noticed that the alien girl wasn't a threat, but what made it scary for Courage was just how big she was. You know, I don't even think he minded the fact that she was blue, because in the land of nowhere where Courage and his family lives, Courage is by now used to seeing supernatural phenomena take place. So seeing the blue girl wasn't scary. It was just the size of her that was intimidating. So in this particular episode also, we weren't scared. We were just actually watching Courage alone be scared. For us, the viewers, the cool peeps who watched Courage the Cowardly Dog on that day, or with that particular episode, it was lighthearted because we knew that she was no threat. But to Courage, he wasn't used to facing something so freakishly giant. And in any of his noble feats that he had to withstand, all in the name of saving Muriel. So it was a cute, lighthearted episode, not scary. And I heard that's right, and I heard dogs are colorblind. High five, bam. Well, not this dog. In the land of Cartoonville, dogs ain't colorblind. That is funny, right? So let's just take that into consideration. What if Courage was colorblind? So it's not the fact that she was blue, it's strictly the fact that she was big. Real big. House real big. Car real big. Watch real big. Everything real big. Welcome in from Malaysia. High five. Bam. Thank you so much for coming in from the other side of the world. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to thank all my cool peeps who are in here. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your donations of prayers, love, support, monetary donations. Thank you for donating to the YouTube platform. And those of you behind the scenes who have been donating like through PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. I may be a little off today because our family got hit with some bad news yesterday, but life has to carry on. So I'm going to have a lot of brain fog, and I'm going to be stopping sporadically throughout the time just to collect myself and stick to the topic at hand. And also, keep it as professional as possible. But for me, keeping it as professional as possible was just keeping it real with what's going on. So we all had to hold the line. We, meaning my family. Our son still has to continue going to school. He's in college. I had to continue to make sure meals are prepared. We are all fed. I had to make sure that I am keeping up the watch time. So I really cannot afford to take any days off. None of us can. But thank you so much for being with me during this time and showing support. And this is just real life. So thank you so much for understanding and being with me during this time. Muriel, oh boy, Muriel needed therapy because Muriel Banks needed therapy because why she stayed with that mean crazy man. You can't say it was because of the kids. That is so true. You know, it's just like the dude is so mean. He don't treat Courage right at all. You know how they say KFC, we do chicken right? What, Houston Banks, he don't do nobody right. Nobody. And Jay said some Houston's was a great provider. Laughing emoji. And in addition to the laughing emoji, he's got the crying laughing emoji where he's laughing hard and is tilted to the side. Houston's didn't do anything but get in the way. There was a few episodes during the time span of Courage where they would show his Houston's mom. I think his mom was ambitious, you know. She went after the bag. So I don't know what happened to Eustace. But they would show his mom quite often. The last episode I do recall seeing was where Houston's mom worked at like some cosmetics place as a receptionist. I really can't defend him. Exactly. I don't know why the two of them Next time on Cartoon Network drama. Now this is the drama I like. This is the drama and juicy gossip I like. Like, why did they stay together? That's another good question. I still have the tab open to one of my cool peeps asking about Ed and Eddie's brother. I have the tab open and I still had to get to that question. Right? Maybe she stayed with him for the money since his mom had money. Maybe that's it, because she was a city woman. She ended up being really acclimated into modern day times. I'm not sure about technology, but modern day times way different from her son. This is really cool. So here we go. I'm opening up another tab. Hopefully my computer will be able to hold the test of time while I ask this question. Why in the world did Muriel, Murel, of Courage the Cowardly Dog, Courage, the Cowardly Dog, choose to stay with Eustace when he was such a bad husband? So that question is there, and I'm gonna push enter. I don't want to get too far behind. So one of the questions my cool peeps asked earlier, maybe 40 minutes ago, the question was asked, why didn't they show Eddie's brother on Ed, and Eddie? According to AI, my cool peeps, have your popcorn ready in Cartoon Network Rabbit Hole News. Eddie's brother wasn't shown during the series, excuse me, because he had moved out of his parents' house and was kept as a mysterious unseen figure that Eddie used to boast about. He only made his physical debut as the antagonist in the series finale, Ed, and Eddie, Eddie's Big Picture Show. Originally, series creator Danny Anatucci, and the writers planned for Eddie's brother to be a total fabrication. Wow! In early drafts of the movie, the big twist was going to be that the brother never existed, leaving Eddie looking like a liar. Wow! However, according to AI, my cool peeps, this scrapped ending was deemed too bitter and inconsistent with previous episodes. Instead, they decided to reveal him as a real person to give Eddie a proper redemption arc. Excellent! So my cool peeps, we just gathered around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, and my favorite, the ring of fire, before the rising sun or after the setting sun, revealing some wonderful information about why Ed's brother wasn't shown in Ed, and Eddie. This is why. This is really cool. Thank you so much for asking that question. Now we've got some answers to that. Eddie's brother wasn't a good person. He was a jerk. Are you serious? Just like the song, you're a jerk, I know. 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 You're a jerk, 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 jerk. Doom, doom, doom. Wow, that's crazy. So once again, I'm going to repeat this out loud so it can sit into my mind as well, my cool peeps. Eddie's brother wasn't shown during the series because, according to AI, he had moved out of his parents' house and was kept a mysterious, unseen figure that Eddie used to boast about. He only made his physical debut at the antagonist as the antagonist in the series finale, Ed, and Eddie's Big Picture Show. I left my cereal. I don't have my cereal in here, my snack, but I do have my water. Oh wow, that is really cool. My cool peeps are something else. My cool peeps, man. Thank you so much. The next question I want to get to that my cool peeps asked, since we're in the role of answering questions, and thankfully my computer didn't slow up because I have a few tabs open. We are wondering, another burning question we are asking today is, why in the HIJKLMNOP did Muriel stay with Eustace Banks? Is it because of the finances? Is it because Eustace's mom is the breadwinner? We are getting ready to find out today at 5:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time why this is so. Please have your popcorn ready, your snacks, your coffee, and or your warm beverages as I prepare to read this answer. The reason Muriel stayed with Eustace is this. Muriel Bag stayed with Eustace and Courage the Cowardly Dog because of her deep, selfless empathy and commitment to traditional vows. Exactly. You're going to need something a little stronger with this answer. I'm glad you have your drink of choice at the ready. Drink of choice is at the ready. Once again, my cool peeps, the reason why she decided to stay with this guy. Muriel Bag stayed with Eustace and Courage the Cowardly Dog because of her deep, selfless empathy and commitment to traditional vows. She saw the deeply flawed, hurting man besides his gruff exterior and chose to provide the unconditional love and stability he had been denied throughout his entire life. Whew, what in the Jerry Springer and the deep impact is going on? That's a lot, and that's a heavy for Cartoon Network. I said therapy. Yes, she needs therapy. I said therapy, right? Exactly. You did. She need that because heck no. Cue soundbite. Oh no. Cartoon Network, really? You know, I wonder if there's a specific episode on Courage, my cool peeps, where this actually gets discussed. I have my drinks with me and my popcorn to go with this entertaining Cartoon Network episode. Excuse me. Several key factors. There's some more. I'm going to read it out loud to you. Several key factors explaining their complex relationship. Understanding his trauma. Eustace had a notoriously, I don't even know if we could say this word. Eustace had an enormously abusive and neglectful childhood, constantly belittled by his cruel mother and overshadowed by a favored older brother. Muriel recognized his bitter, selfish behavior was a defense mechanism and a byproduct of that severe trauma. Not byproduct. Hidden affliction. Hidden affliction. While rare, Eustace did show genuine affection and protectiveness towards Muriel. He considered providing for her to be his primary duty and stepped up when she was in mortal danger. Wait a second. Did I just read that right? Hidden affection. While rare, Eustace did show genuine affection and protectiveness towards Muriel. He considered providing for her to be his primary duty and stepped up when she was mortal danger. When did Eustace step up to the plate when Muriel was in mortal danger? Because all I ever see is Courage doing that. This is crazy. I'm gonna go grab a snack so I can stay fueled up on here. I don't want to leave just yet. I have a couple of loose ends to tie up before I leave, talking about the whole Courage the Cowardly Dog of it all. I need to fill up my water too. So I'm going to let my cool peeps know what's going on. I'm going to... I will be right back, my cool peeps. Gonna get a snack and refill my water cup. All right, my cool peeps, I'm going to get a snack really quickly and refill my water cup, and I will be back. Just one moment. I'll be right back. I gotta re-up. I need to put some honey in here too. I don't want to lose my voice. I have a long ways to go and bridges to cross and goals to hold on to. Just one sec, my cool peeps. I'll be right back. Alright, my cool peeps, thanks for waiting. I'm back. I have my cereal. I just brought the whole box in. And what I did also, I decided to heat up my water and put honey in it. Now you're going to get hungry. Yeah, it's, let's see here. It should be 6 or 7 p.m. over there, right? I'm going to look on my clock. Yeah, it should be like 7:33 p.m. It's dinner time for you all. Thank you so much for waiting. I'm going to read the comments that I missed while I was getting re-energized. It's basically his fault. He driving her crazy due to his past. Yet she not woman enough to say, hey, I can do better. They both slow for real, for real. This is a heavy conversation we're having right here about Courage the Cowardly Dog in Houston. It's like giving Jerry Springer vibes, all of the drama. Now this is like better than celebrity news gossip. Right now I'm going to get hungry. It's dinner time tomorrow here in the southern hemisphere. It's all good. I had to provide for you some digital food to hold you over, to carry you through this. I'm looking for some digital food. How about some pretzels? Do I have a pretzel? Here is some pretzels to get you through. And if you want cheese, here's some cheese for dipping. Pretzels and cheese is so good. So here's some pretzels and some cheese to eat to get you through until you reach supper time. Why, thank you. That would be awesome. I'll take them. I like the big salty pretzels. Growing up in my small town of Saginaw, Michigan, in our mall at that time, we had a pretzel place called Hot Sam's. And all they served were really cool pretzels. They had the giant pretzels that looked like a bowl. They had the pretzel sticks, and I think they had the pretzel dippers. They may have even sold cookies, but that was primarily what they all sold, and wonderful drinks. I enjoyed getting pretzels from there from time to time. It was a rarity when that happened because when we grew up, we were pretty darn poor. So whenever my mom had extra money, she would let my sister and I, well, what I should say is she would give my sister and I some money so we could get a pretzel to split between the two of us. And she would allow us to go to that pretzel store in the mall on our own. I've never tried one. I've seen them in the movies and TV. I've tried the box pretzels, but I'm not sure if they're the same. I think they're the same because as I was reading your comment out loud, I instantly thought of the box pretzels. The box pretzels to me taste the same. They're really good. It's the same thing, except they might be bigger or smaller. So that's it. High five. Bam. In addition to that, the pretzels that we get, like if you're buying, I think the pretzel brand that comes to mind for me, I think is called Softy Pretzels. And the box is black and it comes with, I think, like 6 pretzels and the salt packet. So if you want to put salt on there, you can. But you know what? For some reason, when I tried to apply the salt from there, the salt never sticks, and I don't know what I have to do to make it stay on. The salt granules are just too big. I don't know. But when you eat the pretzels that you can buy out of the frozen section, if you apply the salt, do you have a difficult time keeping the salt on there? I know I do. I roll. The time right now for me is 5:39 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, July 14th, 2026. Yesterday I kept my word, and I came on live really late last night for another live stream, and I talked about what happened yesterday in New York City on July 13th, 1977. That day was pretty epic for New York City, so I was able to get on live before the next day rolled over to talk about it. I was a lot later given the circumstances of the bad news that hit my family and I. Yesterday after morning moo, after I got finished, that's when I got the bad news, and that's when it just kept rolling out throughout the day. So I kept up my word. It was way later than usual, but if you're interested in listening to what I talked about yesterday, it was a really good and informative live stream. Once again, that date it was titled On This Day, July 13th, 1977, New York City. So it's easy to spot, my cool peeps. And I kept the cover art really simplistic. It's a black background with white font, and I just have the Elay TV logo in there. But I learned a lot, and in addition to learning a lot, it was like a refresher course for me, because some of the history that happened in 1977 had already made it to like our textbooks, and it was talking points growing up when we were in school. It's really neat now that how not only do history repeats itself, but history of the past from any period can easily be looked up right now on social media, but in the form of like a documentary type of thing. It seems like when I listen to lessons in the form of like a documentary or expose or something, the information seemed to stay better. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Sure, feel free. It's really cool. Thank you so much. High five. Bam. This cereal I'm currently munching on is really good. It pretty much tastes like Kix cereal, but it is Bluey cereal. I did a whole video unboxing for it as well. I'll have to hold it at a weird angle so it don't blend in with the background. There it is. You can kind of see it. Bluey cereal. That's what it is. It's really good. So where did I leave off at? Oh, this is where I left off. It might turn me invisible. Ha! Right? You know what though? It turned the milk light blue. And because some of the pieces of cereal are like a tan color or a cream color, and some of the cereals are blue, so it turned the milk light blue like the shade of Bluey. Yeah, it's really cool. And I didn't feel sick eating it neither. I didn't even realize the milk turned blue until I got to the bottom of the bowl. Bottom of the bowl meaning after eating all the cereals out. It kind of startled me a little bit because I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, OMG, am I going to get sick? But I decided to drink the milk too. So I'm still standing. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things under the sun, I am still standing after drinking blue milk. So, picking up where we left off at, we're talking about why in the world did Muriel stay with Eustace? And it's because of Muriel seeing that Eustace grew up with a poor upbringing, so basically he was neglected love and all of that stuff. All of that stuff meaning he was neglected love, the proper attention, and he wasn't treated as the favorite, you know. So Muriel decided to tough it out, honoring her marital vows for this reason. Now, the last thing I left off on, which I am scratching my head to because I don't remember in any of the Courage the Cowardly Dogs where Eustace fought for Muriel's love or saved her life. But there's a point on AI Overview, I'm looking for it right now. It says this: hidden affection. While rare, Eustace did show genuine affection and protectiveness towards Muriel. He considered providing for her to be his primary duty and stepped up when she was in mortal danger. I'm like, when and where? She's breaking that cycle. I remember The Secret World of Alex Mack. Wasn't that a Nickelodeon show? Also, The Secret World of Alex Mack. Didn't she work in the donut shop? I think so. Because when I watched The Secret World of Alex Mack when I could, I believe that's the show. Because that made me want to work in the donut shop when I got older. I think when The Secret World of Alex Mack came out, I was way too young to get a job. Even with a worker's permit, even if I had a worker's permit, I think I still was too young yet to get a job. But that show inspired me to want to work there. I thought that was really cool. Yes, okay, that's correct. That's the correct one. No. The theme song that's playing in my head is not the correct theme song for The Secret World of Alex Mack. The theme song that's playing in my head is actually Clarissa Explains It All. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. That's Clarissa Explains It All. For Alex Mack, I don't think she necessarily had a musical theme song. I think it was more like a narrative introduction, like, hi, I'm Alice Mack and this is my buddy Joey and we live here and blah blah blah. I think that's how her TV show came on. But now accepting corrections when and if I'm wrong. Y'all are making me laugh in here. Thank you so much. There's one more key pointer of information referring to why Muriel decided to stay with Eustace Banks of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Here's the last cornerstone of information. Cornerstone of information, the dynamic of balance. The dynamic of balance. Muriel wasn't entirely a doormat. Please. She actively kept Eustace in line Excuse me. Whenever his treatment of courage crossed the line, she quickly disciplined him with her finger, with her rolling pin. Aha! That's funny. Okay, I gotta read that over again because I started laughing. I can say this, my cool peeps. I'm grateful for all of you for coming in, especially at such a time as this. You don't know how much it is um, for your support and just being here right now during this time in my life. Once again, I'm going to read this without trying to laugh. The dynamic balance. Another reason why Muriel didn't leave her husband. Muriel wasn't entirely a doormat. She actively kept Eustace in line. Whenever his treatment of courage crossed the line, she quickly disciplined him with her rolling pin to enforce kindness. And have you ever, and I'm quite sure all of you have been quite familiar with the heavy rolling pin, the wooden rolling pin. I used to have a heavy wooden rolling pin. We got it from a Goodwill. We don't have it anymore. But for a side note, whenever I find another heavy wooden rolling pin, I think what I'm going to do is probably sand a layer off. Who knows? But what I did do when I got that rolling pin, or was it the cutting board? I got two items a long time ago from a Goodwill. It was a really heavy wooden cutting board. And it didn't have too many deep grooves in it, and a rolling pin. I know one thing for sure. When I got the cutting board, I did saturate it with white vinegar because I read that that's what you're supposed to do to clean it. So I drowned it in white vinegar, believing that it will lift the germs out and also not dry out the cutting board so we wouldn't get splinters in our food. Ha! That's a way to teach a lesson. Exactly. In my parents' time, they got smacked on the palm with the ruler. But I was born in the 80s, so I even got the experience of getting a paddle to the hand. When we got disciplined at a church we went to, in the children's church, if the girls got out of line or talked too much while the teacher person was teaching, we had to hold out our hands and we would get bapped on our hands once or twice with the ruler. And the boys who got out of line, they had a paddle, a wooden paddle, and they got smacked on the rear end. So I had a taste of that growing up. So yeah, bring on the rolling pin, why don't you? Narrative theme song, but how she got... Yes, okay, so thank you for confirming that with the Alex Mack. Yes, it was a narrative theme song about how she got dosed with liquid. Okay, thank you so much for verifying that for me. The honeymooners are stuck in your head. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I get that comment. Thank you. I think she's pretty, so heck, she's beautiful. So I always take that as a compliment. Thank you so much. That's crazy. So if you're interested, let me see here. What do I have? Do I have that available right now? Let me look. Or did I answer that? Okay, if you're interested in wondering about any more Cartoon Network questions while we're here, because you all have been asking really cool Cartoon Network related questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. We have successfully answered two of the questions. That where is Ed, Eddie, and Eddie's brother? We answered that. And we also answered the why in the world did Muriel decide to stay with Eustace. Also, while reading this, You know, I've been saying their last name wrong all these years. I thought they said either Banks, Banks, or Bags, like Bagds. But the correct pronunciation of their name is, I'm looking for it. Um, where is it? Courage. Okay, I may need to scroll up. Their last name, their last name spelling is Bagge. Earlier in the live stream, one of our cool peeps did actually, spell the name correctly, but I still wasn't catching it quick enough. But I'm also acknowledging it now that I've been saying their last name wrong. I thought it was Banks, Banks, or Bags, Bagds. And I don't even think at that time I thought to turn the caption on. But, hearing sometimes I hear, I'm not going to say we, sometimes I hear things differently from others. So it's nice to know. So how do you pronounce it, Muriel Bag? Is the E silent or is the G silent? Wow. Johnny Bravo was a Nickelodeon cartoon. No, it wasn't. Johnny Bravo was a Nickelodeon cartoon. That was a good show. Johnny Bravo imitated Elvis Presley. He sure did. I'm going to get out of the way. I'm not sure if I have a picture of Johnny Bravo on my screen or not. There he is. There's Johnny Bravo, my cool peeps, right next to BMO. Can you see him? There's Johnny Bravo. I like Johnny Bravo too. And yes, he did imitate Elvis Presley. Yeah, you're cool. Yeah, I mean a Cartoon Network show. But just because we're heavily talking about Cartoon Network doesn't mean we're just biased or one-sided to one cartoon neither. Whoops, I don't want to push the wrong button. Thank you so much, my cool peeps, for donating. We did reach our goal. I had it on here for 5. Thank you so much for that. Let's see here. I have a survey up I'm going to load up right now. Do you still watch Courage the Cowardly Dog on Cartoon Network? 38% of my cool peeps said yes, and 45% answered no. And 17% of my cool peeps said sometimes. I still watch Courage the Cowardly Dog, not as often as I would like, but I still don't think that it would constitute as sometimes for me. Do you remember that show about the guys at the camp with the adventures? It's a cartoon. Now, when I read your comment out loud, before completely reading your comment out loud, I thought of Camp Lazlo. Now, I still get this mixed up, and I remember asking this before. Is Camp Lazlo a Nickelodeon cartoon, or is it a Cartoon Network cartoon? But yes, I do remember Camp Lazlo. And what I liked about Camp Lazlo is because it reminded me of Rocko's Modern Life. I don't know if the creators of Rocko's Modern Life had anything to do with the making of Camp Lazlo or not, but I think they did a good job. Camp Lazlo is cool. I think they had some cute figurines as well. Sometimes when action figures and or figurines were created to mimic the cartoon, our favorite cartoon, sometimes they were poorly designed, and it was a bummer because it's like, I want to get this toy, or at least if I couldn't afford to get the toy, I still want to go to the toy store so I can look at it in person for myself. And if the toy don't look anything like the action figure, it's like I feel like Andy from Toy Story. Oh no, you're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore. Bye, Woody. And Woody's like, Andy, Andy, no. And he drops the toy down onto the floor. But it's Woody in his head and in his imagination. But it happens, you know? But that's how it feels. I'm thinking about right now as I'm talking out loud. We had a Kmart in my town. I was born and raised in Saginaw, Michigan, a small town. And we had several Kmarts at that time, but I had a favorite Kmart where I like to hang out and shop with my mom with. And they had a really nice toy section. And before they moved the toy section from one end of the store to the other, I think it was like the second remodeling. No, it was the first remodeling. So, no, it's not called the first remodeling. To my knowledge, it was the grand opening of Kmart for our time. So that's how the store was laid out before it even entered its first and second remodeling. So when you first went into our Kmart, you went through the sliding doors, made a left through another set of sliding doors. You were instantly hit with the roll, extreme onslaught of cash registers. And then you went straight ahead. There was like the carnival trailer where food was served out of. It was like an inside food truck inside the Kmart. So right behind and or after like this concession stand parked inside of our Kmart was the toy section. So that's where I would go. And even though we couldn't afford the toys, I still took a lot of joy in running through the toy aisle, seeing as many toys as possible before my mom was like, time! Okay, now get your behind back over here with me so I can keep an eye on you. I did enjoy running through the toy aisle to see what they had. Sometimes there were disappointments because it was like, oh my gosh, this don't even look like him. I cannot. Or sometimes they did a really good job making the toy look like the cartoon. So those are good memories. So thank you for bringing up that Camp Laszlo comment, because that made me think of how cute Camp Laszlo figurines looked. Thank you so much, my cool piece, for coming in and pressing the like button. High five. Bam. Welcome into Cartoon Tuesdays. It's also Taco Tuesdays. We are gathered here around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, and my favorite, the ring of fire, before the rising sun or after the setting sun for some of my cool peeps, to talk about who is the blue girl, encourage the cowardly dog. We figured it out, and we also found out the inspiration of what made them make such a really cool episode. Thank you so much for commenting. It says here, I can't believe you guessed Camp Laszlo from my first comment. Isn't it neat? Did you watch the cartoon, Good Vibes cartoon? I'm not sure, but when I hear it, it makes me think of Good Times cartoon. So I may or may not have actually sat through it in its entirety, but probably saw a commercial for it. Not really a kid's cartoon necessarily, but I saw it when I was a kid on MTV. Ooh, MTV. La 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 la. Shouts out to Good Vibes and also Daria. Hey girlie, missed your streams last week. Thank you so much for just popping in to say hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support and just passing through to say hello. Daria is everything. My gosh, what do you think if they remade Daria? What's going on, Chile? Welcome back. Bam! High five. Thank you for popping in. We are still rolling with the cool peeps today on July 14th, 2026. We're really having a good vibing session here. Still talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog. And just moving forward with life as life deals with us. At the top of the first hour, for those of you who don't know, I want to thank all the cool peeps who may not be here. I know it's kind of too late. No, it's not too late because I already thanked them. But at the top of the hour, I was sharing with you, for those who are new, we have hit the second hour and I'm still rolling. I may seem a little off today, and going forward for the next few days, I probably will be a little off or kind of like in and out. It's because my family and I have been hit with some bad news yesterday, and you know, the show still must go on, meaning that I'm not insensitive about it or anything like that, but life goes on. Someone in our family who was quite young passed away unexpectedly, so we have a lot to deal with. We're gonna have to move some things around. We're gonna have to uproot regardless, but we weren't expecting things to have to move so soon. We're gonna have to change our lives because of this, quite frankly. And in addition to that, where we are staying at, they're undergoing new management, so they're not honoring our old contracts that matched with our pay and how we set our payment arrangements, so we wouldn't be out here completely broke. So they're not going to honor our old contracts anymore. So we're actually waiting for the word of what's going to happen with these new contracts. They're still currently going through management right now, but I don't think we have that much time. So this is unexpected, plus the passing of our family member. So I am here, and I will continue to keep up with the regularly scheduled broadcast. But that's just what's happening. I have to keep going on YouTube so I don't lose my watch time hours. I don't have the luxury to just take days off to grieve and get things together behind the scenes, because I don't want to lose my watch time hour. I'm trying to get my 4,000 watch hours and keep it up so I can get to that point of some more financial stability, so I can start getting paid for these advertisements that run through my show that you all see. I'm not getting paid for that yet. Thank you so much for the memberships, Lizard Screen. Congratulations to all the 10 new cool peeps on here. You are now a part of the cool peep fold. High five. Bam. Welcome in, take a look around, get to know me. I have a lot of members only videos up, and videos on there where I get personal about my life, so you get to know me and how I was brought up as growing up. Thank you so much. Do what you got to do. You will be in my thoughts and prayers, mate. You are a light. Thank you so much, my cool peeps. I really appreciate your generosity and also your prayers. I do believe in the power of prayers. They are effective. So for those of you who ever felt like you prayed for someone but it seemed like they didn't appreciate it, we appreciate them here because they do work. Thank you for coming in just to say hi, to say, we're here for you, and for donating in any way you can. For the second hour of the live stream, for those of you who do not know, I do have my Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo linked up to the top. So if you want to send us funds that way so we can get it instantaneously, that will definitely be most appreciated. The funds that we get dedicated or donated to us through YouTube, we have to wait until the 21st through the 26th for those to be released. So those funds we are unable to touch until we reach our threshold. Number one, you have to reach a certain financial point in order to even get the funds released into your account by a certain due date. And number two, we won't be able to have access to them until later on in the week. So if you don't mind, I'm not saying this how as a way for you to dictate what to do with the funds. I'm just letting you know that in order for us to have tangible access to the now to help us prepare for this transition in our life, it would be appreciated also if we could have it through Cash App, PayPal, and or Venmo. I have those links down in the description and also pinned at the top. Thank you so much for your memberships, because once again, you'll be able to get to know who I am. I have it in the videos. My most current series I have, my cool peeps, where I talk about who I am and my upbringing, is called, I think, Through My Eyes, my life, my viewpoint. And it was very therapeutic for me because everyone has the story. And if you don't get your side of the story out of how you saw your life through your eyes while you were growing up, it will always be one-sided and it's not fair. I think for anyone to make an assessment on who you are or who you were is to have both sides so you can make a fair assessment. So the reason of me sharing my story and stuff like that is not to be vindictive. I have, to my knowledge, forgiven everybody in my family, forgiven past exes who intentionally did me harm. I have, to my knowledge, forgiven them. I don't want anything bad to happen to them, like passing away. I've gotten over that, but I still needed to share my story. So that's what that is. So welcome to the fold, my cool peeps. I encourage you to get to know me through those videos. And thank you so much for coming in. It's not fair. I'm sorry they do it that way because I'm international. I can't use those apps, but anyone who can should. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your sentiments. And once again, I'm just saying it. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm dictating how they should give. Once upon a time when YouTube was bright and shiny, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, we had more financial freedom on how our funds came. And once upon a time before YouTube became corporate, basically, I was a part of the partnership. I was for like 1 year, 1 or 2 years when I first started out in 2012. When it was really open to everybody, they didn't have any rules. We were able to dictate when the funds were released to us. Daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. We had the freedom to do that, but now we don't. It's only once a month, and if you don't make a certain amount, you're not getting it. So that's how it works now. They've tightened up really tight throughout the year. So once again, that's how it rolls. And I'm thankful I have that much knowledge in my head so I can share with you how things work. I don't think that should be some secret to keep from aspiring YouTubers. It's just the truth of how it operates right now. It's pretty tough, but I do enjoy what I do. Which is why having a set schedule to help me treat this like an actual job, because it is, helps keep me in the rhythm. Today is Taco Tuesday, and it is Cartoon Tuesdays. We are gathered here to talk about cartoons on Tuesday and whatever else that happens in between. There's an excellent film called Mr. Harrigan's Phone about technology and the cost. Yeah, they give us the internet and soon it will be cable. Yeah. I'm gonna write that down because as I was, you cannot hear me? Are you serious? What? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, Pikachu knees. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, Dragon Ball Z. Can you hear me now? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, Dragon Ball Z. Thank you so much for keeping me abreast of what's going on as far as the sound and stuff. You can hear me loud and clear. Thank you so much. Sometimes, as long as I've been with these electronical devices, I still forget not to cover the bottom of my phone with my hand because that's where the microphone is. And it's like, who puts a microphone at the bottom of the phone? It's because when you hold your phone up like this, you speak right here, your mouth is. I'm still not used to that. And I've been in modern day technology for a millennium of time. Thank you so much, my cool peeps. So what I was getting ready to do is write down the name of that movie. When I was reading your comment out loud, where is it? When I was reading your comment out loud, Lizard Scream, it says Mr. Harrigan's phone call. Watch Mr. Harrigan's phone call. That sounds good. RRIGAN's phone call. Movie about okay. As I attempt to say this again for the umpteenth time, that movie you just recommended reminded me of, I think it was a documentary that came out about how with these apps, it's like they are free, or are they? At what cost? Is it at the cost of trading tiny bits of information about ourselves, all in the name of benefiting free apps such as photo editing apps and stuff like that? Oh, I get it. I took it literally. Just like yesterday, I thought someone was asking me a joke, but they were asking me a question. So I was waiting around for them to riddle me this. They was like, no, that's not a setup for a question or a riddle. I was asking you a question. I'm like, oh, never mind. I get it. Let me just look that answer up for you. That's okay. No, you're not an idiot. That's quite all right. So we are here talking about, what is it again? Houston's Bags and Mario. We figured out why they stayed together. And you, my cool piece, were going in on the comments like she's nuts. And that the both of them definitely need therapy. AI is asking, if you're interested in deeper lore, we could look at specific episodes where Eustace secretly shows his softer side to Muriel. What? Or explore fan theories regarding what their relationship represents for Courage's anxiety. Would you like to narrow down the topic? Wow. So far, so good. We've got a lot of information about... I said information. It's true, though. We got a lot of information about Courage the Cowardly Dog today and his family.
And that was simply because I wanted to talk about the blue girl in the episode. I gotta see what's going on. Is he back? I think. Is he back home? Oh, okay. Nope. It's all about those ideas. You'll enjoy it. I think I will enjoy the movie. So far, my cool peeps, today on Taco Tuesday / Cartoon Tuesdays, we talked about the thought processes behind the really cool episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. The episode is where is it? Where is it? What is the name of that episode? Excuse me. What's the name of it? Wow, where did those notes go? Maybe I accidentally closed it. Bummer. I wanted to read the rest of that because it was really cool. Here it is. The character you're thinking of is Tulip, the blue alien girl from the season 2 episode Tulip's Worm. So that's the blue girl, and that's the name of the episode on Courage the Cowardly Dog. I want to know the thought processes behind how they came up with such a cool episode. And one of the reasons, or should I say, one of the points of inspiration with this cartoon episode was from a movie called Fantastic Planet. The design and concept of Tulip, the blue girl, or alien in Courage the Cowardly Dog episode were heavily inspired by the 1973 French avant-garde animated film called Fantastic Planet. La Planète Sauvage. In that film, a race of Gartanium blue-skinned alien giants called the Trags keep humans as tiny little literal house pets. Dilworth and his art department mirrored this by making Tulip a massive Copenhagen blue alien. Copenhagen! Oh, whose sheer scale completely dwarfs the farmhouse and nowhere. We talked about how I thought that was really cool that this particular episode wasn't really creepy or spooky. It was actually heartwarming. But it was spooky only for Courage because she was way bigger than him. Well, cool peeps, I've got to go. High five until next time. High five. Bam. Until next time. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging with the cool peeps. This was a very special live stream. It was filled with a lot of members. The house was filled with members, aka cool peeps. Thank you so much. Continue to have a good day. And remember that the biggest cross you'll ever bear in life is the cross or burden of being yourselves. I love you all. For those of you who do have to depart, I know it is getting later on your side of the world. It should be 8 or going on 9 o'clock in the night. So thank you so much for coming in. Here's a digital hug from me to all of you. Thank you so much. You're adding some brightness to my day. Good night to all of my cool peeps on the other side of the world. And good morning to all my cool peeps on this side of the world. We have been on Bye Bye Lizard Scream and Goodbye Angel Lee. Thank you so much for coming in, Lee. I had a great time, and thank you for your prayers, your donations, and words of encouragement. Bye. Bye. EYEB by at and at. Thank you for you and for coming in to hang out. High five. There, and send. Thank you so much. Bye bye. I noticed that I didn't finish my reading my list, my cool peeps of all the ways the cartoon people drew inspiration for this specific Courage the Cowardly Dog episode. So number one, visual homage to French sci-fi Fantastic Planet. Number two, subverting the quote evil alien trope. Unlike the terrifying monsters or malicious entities Courage usually faces like cats or Lickwack, the writers explicitly structured Tulip as an anti-villain. Her personality was intentionally written to mimic a typical innocent young Earth girl, complete with a polite British accent, teddy bears, and a deep love for her pets. She has absolutely no malice or evil intent. The horror and danger in the episodes don't come from hatred, but from a total clash of perspectives and scale. Perspectives and scale. And that's the golden truth. Or should I say, that's the golden goose truth. Or should I say goof truth? I did it up. Yeah. Number three. The third point of inspiration for this cartoon is commenting on the irony of pet ownership. Not pet ownership. It says here, the core thematic joke the writers wanted to explore was role reversal. Tulip loses her giant pet worm on Earth, and when she arrives to look for it, she discovers Courage and Muriel. Finding them incredibly cute, she decides she wants to adopt them and take them back to her home planet, Ek, to live in a cage as her pets. The creative team used this to playfully turn the tables on Courage and Muriel, forcing the human and domestic dog to experience the exact same loss of autonomy that animals face when humans put them in cages. I like that. Who would have thought I would have unearthed all these cool talking points about Courage the Cowardly Dog today? My cool peeps in the first hour went in and we had a blast just talking about Courage's whole life and Muriel and Houston's relationship. Number four, inspiration. The list goes on. Now, I didn't think that the inspirational list would be this long on here, but the gift keeps on giving. Surreal contrast in audio and visual is another talking point where the creators of this set episode drew inspiration. Dilworth loved publishing the boundaries of surrealism to make Tulip feel truly otherworldly. The animation team contrasted her massive geometric thin design, yes, with delicate tulips physically growing right out of her braided hair. This soft floral aesthetic juxtaposed against her terrifying skyscraper-like height created a brilliant, quote, uncanny valley, end quote, effect that made the episode highly memorable. Yeah, this episode was really cool and memorable. And I like how they described that. So those flowers were growing right out of her hair. High five, good morning. Bam, welcome in. I am back on the scene, back on the beat. Got a few hours of sleep, and here I am talking about Cartoon Tuesdays on Cartoon Tuesday. We are talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog today. Thank you so much for coming in. So, the question that I asked that led me to reading out all of these cool answers about this episode, I typed in, can you please and thank you tell me the thought process the creators had when making the Courage the Cowardly Dog episode with the blue alien girl. I had no idea that all of these thought processes transpired to make this. Isn't it cool, my cool peeps? When talking about animation, you still have to use realistic events to make an animation go. So the four things that they used to draw inspiration from, or that helped spark their inspiration for this really cute episode, was a visual homage to the French sci-fi movie Fantastic Planet. They drew inspiration from that. Do you remember the movie Fantastic Planet? It was released in the year 1973. And here we are talking about years again. Number 2, subservient, the evil alien trope. Number 3, commenting on the irony of pet ownership. And 4, surreal contrast in audio and visuals. AI is now asking me if you would like to explore the creative inspiration behind other surreal sci-fi entities in the show, like the space chicken from the pilot or the beautiful space squids from the Last of the Star Makers. No, thank you, AI. I don't want to know about those characters. I definitely want to do my best to stick to the topic at hand. But thank you for asking. Sticking to the topic at hand. Meaning I don't want to get so far out there and I lose what we're talking about today, although it is cartoons. Speaking of not wanting to lose topic, I'm going to give a special thanks to my cool peeps who were here for the first hour of the show. They had some good questions that I had the time to go over. One of the questions was this: why didn't they show Eddie's brother on Ed, Edd and Eddy? And the other question is, why did Muriel stay with Eustace? Because we all know just how bad of an attitude Eustace has. So we wonder why she stayed with him. And we got answers. And some of my cool peeps even said they had to pour a special drink just to brace for the impact to... as I read the answer out loud. Yes, someone gifted me a membership. Thank you. That's so kind of you. You have such a lovely community you're building here. Thank you so much. Yes, one of my cool peeps who was a member for 2 months actually gifted memberships today to all of you. You were randomly selected by YouTube, but you were gifted free of charge from one of our cool peeps who's been a member for 2 months. They're gone now because they're actually from the land down under. They're from Australia, so they're preparing for nighttime. It should be 8:30 or going on 9 o'clock over there. I can give you the exact time. It's 8:32 p.m. It's 8:32 p.m., my cool peeps over there for them. I really have been enjoying today's live stream. It's been a nice type of fellowship. So I'm glad you came in when you did. I honestly think on my platform, when you come in to my show, you come in at the right time every time. I really do think that for every member who comes in, every cool people comes in, you come into our show right when you're supposed to. And I'm thankful to be a part of your world and your life for that moment in time, including today. It's 11:32 a.m. where you are. That means you're in London. Oh my gosh. Cool. Really? Hi. High five. Bam. That's really cool. Welcome in. Honestly, I saw the first time when you did a cow. Yes, which is my favorite. Yeah, I've been watching from the UK. That's cool. Yeah, I dress up as a cow on Mondays. For Morning Moo Monday Motivational Madness, helping Moo Moo and me to power moo the work week. Thank you so much. Hercules the shark is hilarious, isn't he? He comes on every Friday, and I brace for impact every time he's on because I don't know what that guy's gonna say. You know, he's the one running the show. And it's like, sometimes I do have to call him on the live stream and just tell him, Hercules, can you kind of scale back a little bit? But when and if I cannot call him on the live stream, or should I say, when I call Hercules while he's live, sometimes he don't answer the phone because he knows it's me, because he's got caller ID. His grandmother, thankfully, helps do the heavy lifting to kind of wrangle Hercules back in, to calm down if he's going above and beyond the call of duty. So I want to give a special thanks and shout out to Hercules the shark's grandmother. Yeah, he is. I really like Hercules, and I'm glad we hired him to work here on Elay TV. Hercules is currently getting ready for Shark Week coming up. He's got his splashy time to shine, where he will be hosting all week from, I think it's Sunday to Monday. However the week is, all I know is, my cool peeps, this year the Discovery Channel did move Shark Week back later. They moved it up. I'm not sure the correct way is forward or back, but the date is later. This year, Shark Week will be starting for everyone globally on the 26th. It will start from the 26th and end August 1st. Last year, it started on the 20th. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Hercules' grandma. Look at the grandma in the chat. I like it. Yes, so we are 15 minutes away already from reaching the third hour. Time always flies when I'm on here, my cool peeps. So while I have my world clock, well, my partial world clock up here, the times right now we've got in London, it's 11:36 a.m. In Sacramento, California, it's 3:36 a.m. In Tokyo, they're 13 hours ahead. It's 7:36 p.m. In Australia, Sydney, Australia, it's 8:36 p.m. In Egypt, it is 1:36 p.m. And in Detroit, Michigan, it's 6:36. Hello to all my cool peeps around the world. It's a global thing. I've heard of the song, It's a Family Affair. Oh no, I shouldn't have said that. I hear Tiny Feet. I shouldn't have sang that song. Here he comes. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family. I don't know the rest of the words. It sounds like I'm stuck in a continuous loop. Someone help me. What's the rest of the words? It's a family affair. It's a family. It's a family affair. I know. Get in there, fix those dang on pancakes. Get on in there and fix those dang on pancakes, please and thank you. You know, they only have a couple of jobs, my cool peeps. One of the jobs I hired them to do is to get in that kitchen and fix those dang on pancakes and help me with my sound check, quality check, and with these lights. But every time I'm on here doing the sound check before the show starts, you only see me and hear me most of the time running sound checks. They're supposed to be doing it. And in fact, I'm going to have them come on out here so I can put them on blast. Yes, cool peeps, Jay Brown, Eleanor Rose, you are in for a tasty treat. What's going on, Chile? You just came in at the right time. I am calling our employees to the threshing floor to put them on blast for slacking on the job. I'm here doing the heavy lifting. They could at least be making pancakes, but they're in and out of the camera, talking on the phone, food half cold. Here they come. You want to talk to us and tell us how appreciative you are. You want to say, you guys have been a wonderful people, and you're doing a great job. And if it wasn't for us, none of these people would be in here. Yeah, if it wasn't for us, none of you people would be locked in watching us. I don't know why LA think it's just about her. Chile says, I can hear you. You can hear us? Well, I'm glad, Chile, you can hear us. You need to hear us. Hear our beautiful tiny voices ring through the YouTube streets. Hear us. Hear us, people. If it wasn't for us, you won't be here. Please, do you see what they're saying in the comments? You're just glazing over the fact that they're telling you get in there, fix those dang on pancakes. Don't burn the pancakes. Y'all see how they're just glazing over y'all comments, talking about what they should be doing? Okay, you are dismissed. Y'all need to do your job. I told them that you aren't doing your job. You're supposed to be doing the sound check and quality check. No, we're not. That's not in our contract. It is in their contract. They signed it and everything. And it's clear. No okie doke, no nothing. It's just as clear as day. You are cooking the pancakes and working on sound quality check. If you agree to these two terms, please sign on the dotted line. It's no fine print. That's all it's saying. Get out of here, the both of you. We're going. I don't think I even want to play the music as they exit the stage. Get on out of here. And fix them dang on pancakes. I cannot. Yes, diabolical. Please get in that sound booth and fix those dang on pancakes, please and thank you. I'm a starving artist going hungry because they won't even do the two things I hired them to do. I don't know what they're doing with all them pancakes, but I know I haven't been getting any. Now, if I can bring it back in and talk about the topic at hand. We are gathered here today on Cartoon Tuesdays to talk about cartoons. We have been depicting, or should I say, picking apart the specific episode on Courage the Cowardly Dog and just how really cute and amazing it is. We also even read of the thought processes of how they came up with the concept. I'm going to ask while we're here. I believe I asked it before, but sometimes repetition is key for things to stick to memory. So I'm going to ask, will there be a Courage the Cowardly Dog reboot? Ooh, I hope the answer is yes. Where's the question mark? All right, I'm waiting for the answer to load up. It says here, my cool piece. I asked, will there be a Courage the Cowardly Dog reboot? No, there are currently no active plans for Courage the Cowardly Dog reboot, according to AI. While there have been several attempts by series creator John R. Dilworth, to bring the character back, Warner Brothers Discovery and Cartoon Network have officially shelved all revival projects. So that means if they shelved them, that meant they have been made. So why on earth are they shelving them? I wonder if it's because they don't think it's a great concept that they've come up with, or do you think they just don't want to do it? I don't understand. I would like to know more reasons why they shelved it. Woody's been shelved. Remember that in Toy Story when Woody got shelved? So not yet. So yeah, Chile saying not yet. They don't have a reboot yet. The cancel prequel Before Courage, my cool peeps. In year 2018, here's some more information, Chile, about the courage of it all. In 2018, John R. Dilworth announced he was actively developing a prequel series titled Before Courage, my cool peeps, The Goblins of Litter, for Cartoon Network and Boomerang. The show was meant to explore Courage's life as a puppy before he was found by Muriel. A pilot episode was fully produced, but in late 2020, network management shifted its programming priorities and officially decided not to move forward with the series, placing the project in permanent turnaround. So once again, to add on to your not yet comment, I like your answer, not yet, because they're sitting on something that's apparently finished. So hopefully they'll turn the car around and release this onto us. Why are they sitting on gold? You think that you said they did it because of the tax write-offs? That's crazy. Since when did making cartoons become so corporate? When? Okay. Yes, that happened in 2020, at least where this pilot episode was fully produced, but in late 2020, network management shifted its programming priorities and officially decided not to move forward with the series. Here's another timeline, my cool peeps. It says here, 2014 CGI pilot. Years before the prequel attempt, Cartoon Network tested the waters for a fully 3D CGI reboot. Dilworth produced a 7-minute CGI special titled The Fog of Courage, which aired exclusively on Cartoon Network Southeast Asia for Halloween 2014. The network chose not to pick it up for a full series. and the transition to CGI received mixed reactions from fans who preferred the original hand-drawn mixed media style. Now, this is news to me. Look it, you stupid dog, you make me look bad. Booga 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 booga. Yeah, exactly. High five, bam. That's why they remove loads offline too. Are you serious? Wow. Do you think that Courage the Cowardly Dog will be able to make a resurgence? I'm asking this because Totally Spies did. They didn't just remake the cartoon. They basically, I think they called it, they revived Totally Spies. And they picked up where they left off. The only difference that really occurred with Totally Spies was that the drawing animation was more modern compared to when Totally Spies first came out. And they didn't call it a reboot or a remake. They called it simply a revival. So perhaps, since Totally Spies, my cool peeps, was a success, perhaps this will have the Cartoon Network people circle back around the block and spin the block and pick up Courage where they left him, high on the shelf, collecting dust. They're all collecting dust, people. We have to save Courage and his family. We have to save them from turning into dust bunnies. Welcome in again from Wisconsin. Yes, hello, hello. So they still have Cartoon Network. Yes, they do. I remember back in the 1980s when they had the Smurfs on, and I remember watching Mr. T, the guy with the mohawk and all the chains. I remember Mr. T. Was it called Mr. T and Friends or Mr. T Adventures or something like that? But I do remember that cartoon. And yes, Cartoon Network is still out and about. They have changed a lot over the years, rightfully so. As long as you're around, you know, there's always time for improvement and self-improvement. But self-improvement in the realm of Cartoon Network, there was a dark time, according to me, where Cartoon Network kind of just flatlined, and I'm like, we have lost Cartoon Network to corporate. Cue dramatic music. So we have here the Scooby-Doo crossover movie. According to AI, my cool peeps, the last official piece of Courage content released was in the year 2021, a direct-to-video crossover movie called Straight Outta Nowhere, Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. We did talk about this year on Cartoon Network, or Cartoon Toonsdays. However, this was produced entirely by Warner Brothers Animation without the involvement of John R. Dilworth. It served as the standalone feature rather than a launchpad for a new series. AI is suggesting, if you want to look back at more behind the scenes history, let me know. If you like to talk about the original 1996 pilot short, The Chicken from Outer Space, or how the original voice cast was assembled, let me know. The me meaning AI. Wow. So I like the comment you said about that's why they removed loads offline too. I want to see if AI will give us more information about that. Thank you for your comment.
me see here. Question mark. If so, why? My computer is starting to act up. I've been on 3 hours. It's a Christmas miracle that it lasted this long. It's starting to freeze up on me too much. It's like it can only handle so much. With this, I have a tiny Chromebook, and the more I work, the more strain I put on this computer. It's a small Chromebook, and it cannot handle all of it. So I'm going to have to refresh my page because it's frozen. Just a moment, my cool piece, my computer screen froze, so I had to refresh the page. Just while I wait for that to reload, I'm text messaging too. Wow, I need to reload the page again. It won't. It's not reloading. It's frozen. It's like all snap. Okay, page is loading up now. Let's see here. Talking to my family behind the scenes. Just one moment, please. Alright, keeping in the loop with my family on live stream. Thank you for waiting. Let's see here. What's next on the list of things to do? And there. So that part is loaded up. There was something I was looking for on here. Now that the page is refreshed, I can move forward to talk about your statement. I really like your statement. That's what it was. I wasn't able to scroll up to see your comment because my computer froze. So I typed in your comment because I wanted to see if AI would expound on what you were saying, because it was an interesting comment you made. Now I can scroll up and read it out loud and then go on over to what the answer said. It says, your comment says, Eleanor comment says, that's why they remove loads offline too. Okay, excellent. Once again, that's why they remove loads of episodes offline too. You didn't say episode, so I'll read the comment exactly for what it is. That's why they remove loads offline too. So I asked, is it true that loads of Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes were removed from offline? And according to AI, yes, it's true. It says yes, it is entirely true.
that Courage the Cowardly Dog was removed from streaming and offline playback. In August 2025, Warner Brothers Discovery quietly pulled all 4 seasons of the show from its flagship streaming service Max, leaving the iconic series without any subscription streaming home. That's weird. I wonder why. But you did mention licensing or something, so that's crazy. That's one thing about streaming. You pay for the services so you can click on your TV and watch things. But if they have some type of contractual agreement and they pull the show, you cannot even watch it anymore. It's like, what the hey? I have my day off. I bought 3 bags of movie theater popcorn. And now you're like, I cannot watch what I want to watch? Unacceptable. So once again, yes, it is entirely true that Courage the Cowardly Dog unfortunately was removed from streaming and offline playback, my cool peeps. In August 2025, Warner Brothers Discovery quietly pulled all 4 seasons of the show from its flagship streaming service, Max, leaving the iconic series without any subscription streaming homes. This decision, my cool peeps, was not based on the show's dark or spooky content, but rather on the corporate business strategy. What in the corporate business strategy is going on? This doesn't seem like a corporate business strategy to me. Because I'd be quite upset if I paid my subscription solely just to see Courage, and it's like, we're not having it anymore, and no, you cannot get your money back. Why the show was removed: expiring licensing agreements, corporate shift away from kids' content, and the Cartoon Network purge. What? What in the Toontown dip is going on? What do you mean the Cartoon Network purge? As if Cartoon Network is evil. Cartoon Network is evil. Cartoon Network is of Satan. Cartoon Network is of the devil. Are you serious right now? Here's the first reason why Cartoon Network was removed. Number 1, expired licensing agreements. The contractual streaming rights for the show expired on July 31st, 2025. Warner Brothers Discovery chose not to renew the internal licensing deals required to keep the legacy episodes available on the platform. Dang, how do you make a decision like that? Reasoning number 2, my cool peeps: corporate shift away from kids' content. Really? Content. The removal was part of a major cost-cutting and branding pivot for Max. Branding pivot. Corporate leadership shifted focus entirely towards adult dramas and a broad family programming, actively phasing out legacy children's animation. And the last reasoning why they got rid of Courage the Cowardly Dog and Cartoon Network in general was for the Cartoon Network purge. Courage was not alone. The removal happened alongside a sweeping purge of classic Cartoon Network series. Other beloved shows like the Powerpuff Girls, dun 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 dun, there they are behind me. Ed, Ed and Eddie, up above, and What's New Scooby-Doo were also completely scrubbed from the platform's library. That sounds kind of scary, doesn't it? To scrub a collection of a body of work like that? Weird. Oops. I don't want to push that button. The rumor, quote, banned, end quote, episode misconception. Some fans online mistakenly believe the show was removed due to specific content, while the season 4 episode called The Mask was heavily censored and occasionally pulled from television schedules in the past due to its intense themes of domestic abuse and trauma. This historical controversy had nothing, and I mean nothing to do with the total removal of the series from streaming platforms. Side note, have any of my cool peeps seen Lemony Snicket's Tale of Unfortunate Events movie? In that movie, Lemony Snicket's The Tale of Unfortunate Events with Lemony Snicket. At the end, when they were getting married, they were like, nothing in this world can keep the count from his beloved bride. Nothing in this world can keep the count from his beloved bride. Nothing in this world can keep the count from his beloved bride. Nothing. Nothing. That's gonna make me want to watch it again. I do have a hard copy or a physical copy of that movie, but it is packed away. We have a lot of our things in storage. Um, a lot of our things in storage right now. We're gonna have to be moving ahead of schedule due to some things happening in our lives. A passing of a family member that was definitely unexpected. So it's causing us to have to make a lot of life changes way faster than expected. And in addition to this, where we've been living at for the past over a year, they're undergoing a management transitioning. So the contract agreements that we had involved ourselves in or agreed to, they're not honoring they're not honoring them anymore. So we don't know what they're going to be, what the word is, if it's going to, rent is going to go up, or how many days we have before we had to relocate somewhere else. So that's what my family and I are going through. Um, so yeah, I do have pinned at the top ways you can donate, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Those are the ways we can get the funds accessible to us immediately. But we are not negating the fact if you want to donate directly through the YouTube platform. The thing is, we won't be able to have access to the funds until a certain amount of time. And that is if we reach the threshold. So, having said that, thank you so much for your donations. Thank you for helping us get through this. I'm not leaving just yet, but we've approached the 3rd hour, so I want to make sure that I just re-bring up what's going on. I am keeping to the schedule. My goal on here is to keep to the schedule because I have to uphold my watch time hours to keep a part of the YouTube partner program. But that's what's going on behind the scenes. So there may be times when you notice that I may not be my quirky self, or I may be more off or a little bit distracted. It's because I'm talking with my family behind the scenes on the phone, and we're just also dealing with real life events. So thank you for bearing with me. I just cannot stop working because this happened. So what we're talking about right now is me wondering about is it true that loads of Courage the Cowardly Dog episodes were removed from offline? Unfortunately, it is true that they were removed, and I explained the reasons why. And then the last thing, the rumor once again that it was banned due to a certain episode from Courage the Cowardly Dog season 4. Season 4 episode titled The Mask. That had nothing to do with why Courage the Cowardly Dog was removed. Here are ways to still view the episodes offline. Because the series is gone from subscription services, the only legal way to download episodes for offline viewing is to purchase them digitally. Because in the beginning of this, at the very first hour, AI told me that we can watch this for free. This meaning Courage the Cowardly Dog on for free on Tubi. So I'm going to finish reading this out and then I'll add to that. So according to AI right now, my cool peeps, because the series is gone from subscription services, the only legal way, according to AI, to download episodes for offline viewing is to purchase them digitally. You can buy individual episodes or full seasons on platforms like Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV. Wow, it's available on Apple TV and YouTube. Alternately, many fans have turned to buying the complete series on physical DVD to avoid streaming removals entirely. And exactly. I would rather just get the complete season, if I could, of Courage the Cowardly Dog to avoid surprises. But I'm going to re-ask AI Overview if we can watch this on Tubi, because that's what it said to me the very first hour of the live stream. So I'm going to ask and see if this is still relevant. Can I watch Courage the Cowardly Dog for free on Tubi? Yes. According to AI, you can watch Courage the Cowardly Dog for free on Tubi right now. So, you are in luck, my cool peeps. If you were searching for Courage the Cowardly Dog and or Cartoon Network stuff, you can watch it for free on Tubi. Now, that's what AI said. Following its removal from Max, Warner Brothers, Discovery struck a massive licensing deal that officially brought the series to Tubi. Tubi streaming details. Tubi streaming details. Availability, my cool peeps. All 4 seasons are fully available to stream. Yes. Cost 100% free. And my husband also said, because I was wondering if you could download Tubi into your cell phone, or if Tubi was just a smart TV only type of device, or like desktop computer situation. He chimed in the first hour of the live stream and said that I can watch Tubi on my cell phone. I didn't know that. Now, I don't want too many devices downloaded into my phone, so I may have to uninstall Netflix. We have the inexpensive version of Netflix, and I think we got that for free for 1 month. So that's probably going to be going away soon anyways. I am going to wrap up the survey. I'm going to ask Bella Swan to please come out and read the survey for us. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things under the sun. Now introducing to the stage, Bella Swan Funko, here to read the survey. Da 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 da. Hello everyone, thank you, the moment you've been waiting for. Me, Bella Swan. Here to read tonight's, well, it's not nighttime, is it? No, it's morning. Here to read this morning's survey. I'm waiting for it to load so I can read it. Okay. still watch Courage the Cowardly Dog on Cartoon Network? 44% of my cool peeps said no. 38% of my cool peeps said yes. And 18% of my cool peeps said sometimes. Thank you for participating in this morning's survey. High five. Thank you, Bella Swan, for reading this morning's survey. Da 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 da. We have talked about Courage the Cowardly Dog, and we also deviated to talk about fun facts about Ed, Ed, and Eddie. I had a really good time this morning, my cool peeps, especially because the first hour and a half, it was filled, my comments were filled with green boxes. The green boxes mean that it was all members who came in. We had so many members who came in and showed love and supported and donated to the platform. Thank you so much, my cool peeps. We even had jokes and laugh talking about the cartoon characters. I had a good time. Thank you for your warm wishes and your prayers for my family and I. It is 7:14 right now. I do have to get ready to roll over and to do other things before time gets ahead of me. For the record, I want you to know I've been on here for 3 hours 25 minutes, and I want to thank you for your time, because this have given us 9.5 hours of watch time to add towards my daily and weekly goal on here, to hold the line to reach towards the 4,000 watch hours on YouTube. So once again, everyone who came in, even for a minute or a few, we have collectively earned 9.5 watch time hours. That's gonna make a nice dent into the me trying to reach 4,000 watch hours. Thank you so much for coming in, and once again keeping my family and friends in your prayers. Life goes on, the beat goes on. Some of us don't have the luxury to take the time to grieve like we should. We just have to do it in spurts. Thank you for bearing with me as I may be a little off for the next few days, or however long it takes for me to just work through this process as my family and I deal with the loss of a loved one, and also the transitioning of management where we stay. We may have to end up, we don't know. They're just not honoring our contracts anymore. Things are changing. We'll have to see what the verdict is today. Thank you so much for coming in, my cool peeps. That's life, people. No need to hide it. It is what it is. You are now officially a part of our world. And thank you so much. The biggest battle you'll ever have is the battle of carrying the heavy cross of being yourself. That's something you have to deal with all the way till the end. Fight the good fight, my cool peeps. Continue to bear the light, and also remember, in this darkened world, light draws darkness too. So don't think that you may be doing something bad. With your natural light, it attracts good and bad alike. I love you all. Keep that in mind. Stay true to you. And until next time, keep moving forward. High five. Bam. Yes, thank you. I will continue to fight the fight until it's time for me to go on to glory. I love you all. Thank you so much. Have a good one.